I'd like to call the March 15th Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Ray? Mr. Margraf?
Here?
Mr. Long?
Here.
Here. Any conflict of interest statements?
No.
No. Approval of the minutes for February 22nd, March 1st, and March 8th.
I make a recommendation we accept those minutes.
I concur. A, bid recommendation received from First Group Engineering Incorporated for Holman Avenue reconstruction to Reith Wiley Construction Company. This is a bid that had been reviewed by the engineering department, and it's good to go forward.
Yes, it is. I make a recommendation we accept the bid.
And I concur. B, correspondence received from the Hammond Police Department approving the HC3 Hessville St. Patrick's Day Parade and disposal authorization.
I recommend we accept that proposal.
And I concur. C, notice to owners of affected property regarding the approval of the Cabela's Gateway Second Edition to the City of Hammond. I believe this is a document that we just need to acknowledge that we've received. Okay, so no actions needed. Letter D, correspondence received from Attorney David Weigel requesting the hearing on 6637 Harrison Avenue be continued to April 5th, 2018. Do I have a recommendation?
I recommend that we accept the new hearing date for April 5th.
And I concur. E, resolution of the Board of Directors of the Hammond Port Authority authorizing entering into an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Hammond Board of Works regarding payment of invoices for construction work for the Marquette Greenway Shared Use Path.
Make a recommendation that we accept those invoices.
And I concur. F, rental registration hearing on property located at 7539 Madison Avenue and 937 Becker Street.
Hello, everyone.
Morning.
We have 937 Becker and 7539 Madison, both one unit, did not register for 17, either one of them.
One of the one is 937 Becker. You say two?
937 and 7539.
No, this is I'm living there
You're living where?
in 937 Becker.
937 Becker is not collecting a homestead. We have you living at 442 Lewis Street.
This is rented.
What's rented?
442 Louis. This is
See,
registration.
this is the problem. When you register a property for rental, you have to put in where you're living. Right now, you have yourself living at 442 Lewis Street.
The problem they are now is because I'm in process of divorce. The last year, still in the process. So that's why that mistake happened last year. So many things, how that happened.
Is there a homestead on this? There's not a homestead on either one of them. As far as 442 Lewis, I don't know if there's a homestead, but there's not a homestead on 937 nor 7539.
Still in the process.
Okay. He's shown me divorce papers. If we can revert this to 2 weeks, set this out for 2 weeks so I can just do some more, look at more information. Is 2 weeks enough? We'll come back and just so I can make sure we're living there.
What kind of information do you need?
Well, I need to check out who's living at 442 Lewis. If it's registered, I need to check out.
There is registration by the rent.
Okay, I didn't check that out because it wasn't, it shows that you live there. It shows that you're the owner and you live there. That's why I didn't know if it was rented or not.
Oh, yeah, there is.
So if it's rented, then why do you have it as your address?
Now, this is right here, that one is registered, but.
Can we set this out for 2 weeks, please?
For all of it, right? Both addresses?
For 937 and 7539, yes, please.
Okay, I'll make a recommendation that we continue it to March 29th.
And I concur.
I know what I need to bring there.
I'll talk to you afterwards.
All right, all right.
Thank you.
That's all, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Continue March 29th. Okay. G, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearing. You say a couple weeks out? 4 weeks out? 4 weeks out. April 12th. Do I have a recommendation?
Yes, I recommend that we hear that correspondence on April 12th.
And I concur. Letter H, correspondence received from Mr. Gary Gleason, Director of Public Works, advising of the installation of residential parking-only signs on 175th Street from Alabama Avenue to Colorado Avenue, and advising the request for handicap parking spaces in front of St. Joseph's Church cannot be honored due to the church not being ADA compliant.
And I make a recommendation that we accept all of Gary Gleason's requests.
And I concur. I, correspondence received from Ms. Anna Karen Marisol Tolento requesting a business license hearing. It seems as though she's requesting a hearing. There was some mishap with Social Security number and the spelling of her last name, and her license had been denied. She's requesting a hearing. She has the proper documentation going forward.
Date for the hearing?
2 weeks.
March 29th again?
All right.
I make a recommendation that we set that for March 29th.
And I concur. Correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Anthony Higgs requesting Tapper Street between Lion Street and Highland Street be closed on Saturday, July 7th, 2018, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the 14th Annual 3-on-3 Basketball Tournament at Martin Luther King Park.
And I recommend that we accept Councilman Higgs' request.
Do we usually send this to Streets and Police?
Okay. That we send it, we forward it to Streets and Police.
And I concur. Okay, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 1105 Truman Street.
This was actually purchased on the tax sale, it was on our demolition list, so we've been waiting probably about 8 months for the tax deed, because that deed in hand, and it's going forward with the rehab. But they're fine, isn't it?
Or update.
Do I have a, yes,
This Rosie's,
right.
in many houses, so we trust it will be fine.
Okay, so I recommend that we accept the agreement to rehabilitate 1105 Truman Street.
And I concur. We have one garage sale permit submitted for approval. We just need to recommend, That's good.
I make a recommendation that we accept the garage sale permit.
And I concur. Matters from other board members, I have two. One is a change order in regards to testing a hot mix asphalt. There's no cost or time constraints involved, so we need the approval. Okay. We just need a recommendation to approve. They're just,
Okay, right, just note that order right there. Okay, I make a recommendation that we accept that from Structure Point for the change order number 9.
and I concur. And I have a second change order for Chicago Street project, number 13. Jonathan, do you want to add anything to this for the record? It has something to do replacing an older 8-inch water main with the price attached to it. I'm not familiar with it.
I'm not completely familiar with it either. We were working and that water main break happened over the winter. This is part to replace it. That was not originally part of the design. NDOT does not improve infrastructure.
I mean, is this something that needs to be done today?
Yes. The reason being, it was found to be inadequate. It needed to be upgraded to 8-inch, and that's the 8-inch. And we did have meetings with the city controller and so forth, and the chief of staff, and that kind of slowed down Chicago Avenue because we are putting a pavement down, so we're gonna get it. That particular section does not have the pavement on, so that kind of held up the project, so we're gonna be able to put it in there and not dig up the street in the future.
So the city controller has an understanding where the financial money is coming from
There
for
is
this?
an understanding that she was looking to use different types of funding for that.
So for the project to move forward, this needs to be done today?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, then I make a recommendation that we accept the changes to change order number 13.
And I concur. Matters from other board member or from department heads or their representatives?
I have one, a certificate of insurance for that Fox TV crew. I was hoping that you guys could take a look at it and approve it subject to laws review.
Well, I'm not sure if I have the expertise to do that, but certainly the city attorney can. Is this something that needs to be
Yeah,
done?
if it could be
No,
approved
we'll-
subject to Chris Cantor's review.
Yeah,
and
we'll
approval.
accept it, we're subject to the city attorney reviewing it and making sure it's adequate for whatever it is
I
that
would
they want to
appreciate
do.
that. Thank you.
I'll make that recommendation that we accept it.
And I'll concur. Any new business? I see none here. Any old business? I see any. Meeting open to the public? Oh, old business?
This is just reverting back to the parking situation at St. Mary's, is it? I think by Bishop Mill that we had. I went out there last Sunday and took pictures at two different times, two different masses, and just to show that they are parking along Hoffman. They weren't parking on, was it Walnut?
Walnut, right?
Walnut there. But also pictures showing a full open lot on the Bishop Knowles side that they can utilize. So,
And blocked off the access from Hoffman and the Bishop Mill parking lot, but my understanding, said that White Oak.
White Oak is open, yeah. White Oak is definitely open. They just, they put cones down at the entrance off of Hoffman,
Yeah.
entrance into, but, you know, none for the exit out. But the White Oak entrance and exit are totally open, so.
Has there been any communication with anybody at, because you went to Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday coming up and,
Yeah,
Right.
we can reach out to Paul Mulaney,
Oh.
I know personally well, and I think we'll understand the situation with the president of Bishop Knoll. So, I think we'll make that, reach out and see if they can open that up.
But from both masses, it appears that the signs are working and probably people have gotten the hint, you know, no residential parking, because it seems like there's probably 2-3 cars and there's 2 to 3
I
houses
actually
there.
went out there Monday and see how many cars parallel parking my own car would be there. We're talking 8 cars total.
Right.
On both sides of the street, or 4 if it's only on one side. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Just acknowledge that just for the record, I'm going to acknowledge that code enforcement has submitted us some photos of the parking situation at St. Margaret Mary's Church. Any other old business? Meeting's open to the public? No one?
Make a recommendation that we adjourn the meeting.
And I concur. I will tell you this.